Hello everyone and welcome back to more Pac-Man World Rally. And this cup we're going to play as Miss Pac-Man. Because, you know, Miss Pac-Man, the character that Namco wants you to forget. I mean, the whole reason she's not in more recent games is because it's kind of a legal nightmare. Because if I can remember, like, hopefully I'm getting this right. Miss Pac-Man was... Wow, okay, this game's loud. Okay, there you go. Let me just make sure... Okay, yeah. Wow, let me turn it down on the videos then anyway. Okay, there you go. But like the whole reason, yeah, let me get back in. Okay. The whole reason that Miss Pac-Man was created, like, wasn't it like a really weird situation where it was like okay, I can't really remember now, but didn't like Midway own the rights to Miss Pac-Man and Namco had to buy the rights back to Miss Pac-Man or something along those lines? I kind of forget. But, you know, she's in a Pac-Man World Repack with a different design. You know, okay. Maybe I'm the only one, but I hate the designs of the characters in Pac-Man World Repack. I mean, it's awesome that the game's coming back. I think it's really neat. We haven't had a Pac-Man World game since 2005. So even though it's just a remaster, it's still really cool to have a Pac-Man World game. But at the same time, like, man, Talkman used to be scary. I used to, like, genuinely be scared of him. I wouldn't play Pac-Man World because of it for a little while. Because he genuinely, like, the first cuts, like, you know, he genuinely scares me. But now, like, he's just a joke in Pac-Man World Repack. I mean, he's really, like, small. He's less scary looking. His limbs are very, like, loose. Or, like, very thin. You know, it's just, like, I don't know. And then, like, Miss Pac-Man looks really, really weird. Again, all their... Yeah, actually, that's the main problem, is, like, Miss Pac-Man and Talkman, their arms and legs are, like, super thin. And I just find that, like, it just looks really weird and really off. So, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but... I don't like the designs of the characters in Pac-Man World Repack. But anyway, yeah, there are 3 cups in this game, and the last one we will be playing is Talkman. The best character in Pac-Man. Yeah, I actually think he's really cool. I like the idea of Talkman. Like, a ghost that wants to be Pac-Man decides to build a robot body that looks like Pac-Man. I find the idea of that really cool. But yeah, like I mentioned in the last part, like, this game has a really bad identity crisis. It really doesn't know what it wants to be. You know, because Pac-Man, I mean, it's a franchise that you can't really do much with in, you know, in video games. Now, if it's something like Pac-Man The Ghostly Adventures, okay, you built up a world, you built up a character, you know, some characters, you can do stuff with it. But Pac-Man in general, it's just not a like, Pac-Man does not, like, just basic Pac-Man does not have any lore. It does not have any, like, unique locations. I understand that they're, you know, they got Mrs. Pac-Man, they got Talkman, they got the characters from Pac-Man, you know, World, which is like, okay, cool, you have characters, but Pac-Man World, as a franchise, doesn't have a lot of unique environments where you're like, oh, that's a Pac-Man environment. You look at the city of Packville in Pac-Man Ghost Adventures, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the city of Packville. You know, you look at the Mushroom Kingdom in Mario, and you say, oh yeah, that's the Mushroom Kingdom, definitely. You know, no doubt about it. Pac-Man World, it's just too generic. I mean, nothing stands out in Pac-Man World as like, oh, this woods level. Oh yeah, that's from Pac-Man World. It's like, no, it's just your basic wood level. You know, I think that's the problem this game has, is it's just too generic. It's a fun racing game, but it just doesn't feel like a Pac-Man racing game. You know, like Crash Team Racing. You can instantly be like, yeah, this is a Crash Team Racing level. You know, and that one actually has better. That one, that one has the advantage of music. Um, you know, the music in the Crash Team Racing games are so, like, understandable. Or not understandable, but they're so specific. Um, so just from the music, you can be like, yeah, that's a Crash Team Racing level. So it's not, like, too generic, but there are some levels in Crash Team Racing that are stupidly generic. Same thing with oh, what's that racing game? It was on the tip of my tongue and then I forgot it. Well, oh well. But, you know. But, yeah. I think, honestly, the two best ones, in my opinion, are Mario Kart and Sonic and Sega. Sonic and Sega really goes out of their way to make sure that every level is distinct, and you know exactly what franchise it's for. Um, you know, there's enemies lying about, there's... You know, same thing with Mario Kart. Mario Kart does the same thing. Both really awesome kart racers. Crash Team Racing, yeah, it's a little bit more generic than the other ones. Especially stuff like Crash Nitro Kart and Tag Team Racing. It's really hard to tell what is, you know, whether it's from a Crash game or not. You know, but I still think the levels are less generic than this. I mean, these are really generic racing levels. And like I said, I mean, they're really generic because the main issue is that Pac-Man just doesn't have a lot to go off of. I mean, there's no... I mean, aside from, like, the ghosts, which the ghosts are playable characters, aside from the ghosts, there's no, like, enemies that you're like, oh, yeah, that's a Pac-Man enemy. Because there are no enemies. Pac-Man just has the ghosts, which are playable characters in this. And if you're going by Pac-Man World, all the non-ghost enemies are just really generic enemies. So it's like, there's just not a lot to go off of. So I think that's the main issue with this game. And like I said, it's a fun racing game. I like it. It's neat. If it was just like a generic franchise, I probably would, you know, I wouldn't be having these issues at all, but... Oh yeah, Diddy Kong Racing. That's the one I mentioned earlier. Diddy Kong Racing also has some pretty generic levels. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, there's nothing stopping about that. Diddy Kong Racing has really generic levels. I mean, to where you wouldn't really know, you know, what game it's based off. What the heck? What was that about? Oh boy, this level. I remember this level. Yes, I do. This level has 90-degree hairpin turns. They don't show up right now, but when you actually get into the temple, it has like 90-degree hairpin turns. There's a monkey ball level that's very similar to this in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, where genuinely, like, the whole strategy... Okay, so there's this level, and I think I mentioned it when I played Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing way back when. But there's a level where it's like a pirate-themed level from Monkey Ball. And in the level, you have to... There's like 90-degree turns near the end of it. And the strategy to actually avoid... the strategy to actually get through those turns is you have to let off the gas and just drift. And then when you do that, you can do the turns. I gotta admit, though, this song's really cool. I really like songs that'll actually... I mean, all of the songs in this game actually incorporates, like, the theme of a certain game. So this one incorporates the Dig Dug theme into the levels. Most of the levels in this game just incorporate the basic Pac-Man theme. But this game actually, or this level actually incorporates the Dig Dug theme. You know what? Dig Dug needs more love. Dig Dug needs like a Pac-Man world type thing. I know they had like a sort of Pac-Man world type thing with Dig Dug 2 on the DS, but it's not the same. They need to create like a whole new world for Dig Dug, but sadly, Namco just isn't doing that anymore. They kind of stopped the whole like making games or making like brand new games based off their franchises. They are now just strictly like collection games. Like here, it's a Pac-Man collection. And I mean that's not a bad thing. I mean, look, I bought Pac-Man Collection Plus on the Switch. I freaking love the game. But you know, it is a little bit annoying or disappointing that they don't make like original games now. From based off their really old art franchise. I mean, they still make original games based off their current franchises, but not their really old ones. Look, it's a pirate stage. It's generic pirate stage. This could be a Diddy Kong Racing stage, and I wouldn't know. Okay, well, okay. Look. Okay, obviously I'd know because the graphic detail, but still, I mean, say Diddy Kong Racing had the same graphic style as this, I would not know which one is from which, because both have really generic stages. Wow, I'm really surprised I didn't get hit by that. But yeah. Yeah, you're noticing that these stages are a lot faster than the last cup. It's only been 12 minutes and we're already on the second lap of the last race in the cup. But yeah, so after this, you know, after this, I'm thinking it's going to be Lego Indiana Jones. That's my idea for the next Let's Play, is Lego Indiana Jones, which would be cool. It's the console experience, but on the PSP. It's got a bit of lag in it, but not nearly as much as Lego Batman. And also, no glitches, as far as I know of. Hopefully I don't get, like, halfway through and then a glitch happens. But, yeah. Pirate stage. Just generic old pirate stage. There we go, I'll use this now. Maybe I can get these two last guys. There's one. You can escape me! Yeah, there you go. Oh wait, now's the final lap? Oh, I thought that was the final lap. You know, I always seem to get hit by the, like, it always seems to be the worst timing possible for that. But, yeah. I don't have much to talk about. I mean, you know, it's a pirate stage, and we're about to be done with it. I don't like these Mrs. Pac-Man noises. Watermelon cup unlocked. Yeah. That's the final cup in the game. Yeah. Watermelon cup, yes! Hey, look, the big guy from Pac-Man World 3, the big brain man, got second or third place. The one that, nobody remembers. It's funny how after the first Pac-Man World, every villain is just really forgettable. Like, nobody remembers Spooky, nobody remembers Irwin. I mean... Anyway, in the next episode, we will finish the game off. See you then.